That checks out. Damon and Ted. Damon, go ahead.
All right. See, that's where we're going because we don't have a clock. We don't even know where we're supposed to be going. Hey, so it's Monday morning and you just had a comedy show. You totally, hold on, blank. Killed it, man. Could have done better. We could play one of those over. Okay? We'll decide which one it is. We'll edit that later. What do we call it, Ed? Ted, we'll fix it in post. Fix it in post. So, Ted had a comedy show. It was very funny. Everybody relax. Hey, I have a nickname that I tried out at work the other day for somebody, and it really went over good. I need your opinion. All right? Mac works for himself, so he doesn't really get it. But you work in an office. You work in a setting with other workers. So, guy walks up and they go, who's that? And I go, we call him House. Now, I don't know where it came from, but I said, we call him House. And he goes, why do you call him House? Because he's so big? I said, no, because he's got two stories. Every time you ask him something, he's telling me, because he does. Every time he'll go to the manager, he'll say something, then he'll come to me and he'll be like, yeah. And I'm like, is that what you just told in there? Is that the story? Hey, listen, can you repeat what you said in there? Because I was outside the door and I heard everything, But yeah, I think House is a cool nickname. And two stories. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Does that check out?
Did you steal that from someone?
No. I feel like that works. Now, coincidentally, the guy's my size and or bigger. So House would actually be, that's like a double. It's like a double whammy. You could get him either way. So he just put those in there and you're fighting to get it out. That's crazy. Water bottles.
I don't understand the point of putting.
Yeah. So let's display the science here. Mac puts a 3-inch tall water bottle into a 4-inch tall koozie.
Well, I meant that they're room temperature.
Yeah, and they're room temperature. So we're keeping
it's not
it.
like they're gonna.
They're on the floor. Whatever the temperature is, lowest in the room. Okay, that's what they are. They're room temperature.
It's not like they're gonna sweat on the table.
Not at all.
Or need to maintain temperature.
Correct.
They are just here.
Correct.
And the koozies are to prevent the crinkling sound that people make when they squeeze the bottles while they drink them.
What kind of ogres record in here that they just squeeze bottles?
A lot of people do. That's like literally why the koozies are there.
Really?
Because people just squeeze the bejesus out of their.
So after they take their shot glass of water that you provided,
now they have to prove it.
Now they're like, okay, so that's probably what it is. Get bigger bottles and they won't crumple them up so fast. That's probably what it is.
No.
I like that. Turn your desk. No,
it's
get bigger bottles.
They're drinking them. They like squeeze it. So like I don't know if they don't want to tilt the bottle back, like they squeeze.
They act like it's a hose. Like if you squeeze it, it's going to shoot in your mouth.
Yeah.
Well, they act like it's one of those squeeze-its.
It's a squirt gun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like directly
like the Kool-Aid burst, stuff like that, right? Yeah.
With the burst is the ripoff of Squeeze It.
Yeah, but Kool-Aid burst. That's Kool-Aid, man. All right. So anyway, can we all be on track? House, great nickname. Huh?
No, the backstory behind it, yes.
Okay, but I mean, if
you just call it my house, no.
Yeah, but
the reason why you did it,
I think it's solid, right?
Yeah,
it's solid. All right, so I have a premise. All right, I have one more story, and this story involves Chuck. All right, now it's football season, but I'm not going to talk about a game or nothing else. What I am going to talk about is homecoming is coincidentally just passed.
Right,
same night as your show. They do powder puff football, right? Well, this year, old Chucky boy is a coach for the senior girls. Well, he's doing the line and some of the defense, right? So as he's teaching them, I asked him last night, I go, hey, how's practice going? I expect him to tell me like, it sucks. They got to get there at 6 a.m. and they practice before school because otherwise they don't have any time. So he goes, I expect him to tell me it sucks. He goes, Dad, I got to tell you something. He goes, these girls are mean and they are ready. And I'm like, what? He goes, I am breeding animals. He goes, they are going, because he's got the line. So it's flag football. But he's teaching them how to wrap and then pull the flag, okay? So we're going to have some pretty intense, probably some flags, okay? Like penalty flags. And I'm so stoked to go watch my son be a proud coach and watch these girls go out and they got to play the juniors, right? Because it's both upper class. But he actually tells me, he goes, we're going to pancake so many girls off that line. He goes, they're going to be on their back looking at the sky and my girls are going to be making plays. And the coach from the JV team, or from the juniors, comes over to him and goes, hey, I watched your practice today. That's not what we're doing. He's like, you better get ready. He tells him, and he goes, you're probably going to injure our girls. He's like, well, we won't injure them, but you better be ready. And so I look at him and I go, so it's going pretty good. He goes, so Powder Puff could not be going any better. That's what he says, And I'm like, that's kind of how I would act too. It's like, let's take something to the extreme. How can we push the envelope here? You can't tackle someone, but you can violently fire through a girl that's supposed to stop you from getting to that person with no repercussions technically. You know what I mean? He's breeding the animals, and he probably shouldn't be in charge of that part. You know what I mean? He should probably.
That's the first part we agree.
That's
on.
probably That's probably. So I'm looking at your face, and you're like,
Yeah, no, I'm not on board with any of this.
I feel like he should not be in charge of that. So
yeah. The fact that the other guy was like, yeah, we're not doing that. And his response was, oh, maybe for the safety of the people that I've been in charge of, I should tone it back. He's like, well, you better get your people ready for that. That doesn't sit with me.
I did ask him then. I said, hey, do you have teachers? Because these guys shouldn't be in charge. You know, I said, who do you have out there? He goes, we got teachers out there. I go, guys or girls?
Teachers?
I said, football coaches? He goes, no, the girls' gym teacher and other stuff. And I'm like, okay. I said, and this is flying? And he goes, they're laughing. And I'm like,
yeah, they're laughing until someone gets hurt.
All right, you know,
if it's sanctioned, you know, like didn't I read somewhere that someone is starting? Some schools are starting.
They're starting
football?
a flag football. Yeah, I don't know that his school is, but yes,
but
they
somewhere
are.
is there. Like
correct.
That's going to be.
You know, like when we were kids, they did powder puff, and then they did like cow pie bingo. They did all kinds of stuff like homecoming week. You know, the big bonfire, which they don't do that stuff anymore, really. You know.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying, if you're on the other side and you're not expecting to get pancaked,
right,
and suddenly you get pancaked,
yeah,
he's writing checks he doesn't have to cash.
Correct. And I said,
and that's where it'd be like,
I go, so when you get a flag, what are you going to do? He goes, I'm going to high five her. And he goes, then we're going to be done. And he goes, and I go, what if they bounce her? He goes, I got 12 more girls waiting to play line. So I tell you what, the man has a plan. I applaud him for that. I think it's an awful plan.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go.
But we can agree, much like the house, the backstory is really where everything's made, right?
We'll see. Check in with me.
Yeah. I should
on the 23rd when this comes out.
I was going to say, yeah.
Let's circle back then.
Yeah, I'll be like, I can't record this week because I have to testify on Chuck's behalf at a hearing for the school. But yeah. So anyway, powder puff cannot be going better. Other than that, I have one more thing.
All right.
You know, everybody in my house, I'm the tallest one in my house. Okay, I can hide stuff on top of the fridge, which is great. Okay, especially if you push it back, no one even knows it's there ever. You stand back, nobody pays attention up there. It doesn't matter. So yesterday, a couple days ago, was Lilo's birthday. So I stop on the way home and I'm going to get a big bone for her, one for Minnie. It is what it is. I walk in and they have these huge, bigger than like the, the softball that you play with no glove. Was that 16-inch? Like the big softball. Yeah. They have one that rivals that. Okay. And it's a tennis ball, but it's that big. Now, her passion in life is tennis balls. All right. So I buy this thing. I take it home. I put it in a bag on top of the fridge. My wife's not home yet. I go, I'm going to go upstairs and shower. Now, Chuck saw it. Miss saw it. I don't want her to see it yet because she's going to be like, oh, you had to buy the dog something. I come down from the shower and I go, hey, can everybody come downstairs? And Nicole actually goes, she goes, yeah, Dad wants us down there so you can give the dog its gifts. And I go, how'd you know this was on top of the fridge? And she goes, oh, Chuck told me. And I was like, that's my one hiding spot in this entire house. This is what frustrates me. I can hide anything up there that I have. No one knows, ever. If I hear the chair slide, I go, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know?
How did you hide a ball that big up there?
I push it to the back. And if you're standing in front of the fridge, you don't see it. When they're walking up to it, I got to be honest with you, it's my family. They don't really care what's up there. You know? I keep a couple of hats up there and stuff. So, I mean, you're good. But there's this bag. And I folded it all over so it wasn't sticking up and this and that. She goes, oh, Dad wants to give gifts to the dog because it's
well, yeah,
birthday.
I thought you were more upset because of the laissez-faire attitude of your wife.
Oh, towards Lilo's birthday?
Towards Lilo's birthday,
yeah. I mean, it's like a national holiday. Should be.
Again, I mean? We are very much not on the same page today.
I got news for you. If Chuck was training her, she would be a beast. All right, that's how it works. So yeah, I really thought that I lost my only hiding spot really in the entire house.
Well, see,
and it's in plain eyesight.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I could literally put your dog in plain eyesight in my house and no one would notice. So that's the difference.
You are correct. Yes, you're correct. But if you told your son about it and then he told your wife, you'd be like, oh, I see where it got spoiled. Because again, I just showed him, I go, hey, don't tell Ma, I'll be home. I'm going to go shower, I'll come down. And when I asked her, I'm like, can you come downstairs? And she's like, okay, like that. And I'm like, just for a minute. And so I go, Miss, come on downstairs. She goes, for what? And I'm walking away. And she literally says, so we can give the dog presents. Your dad wants to give the dog presents. And I'm like, I looked at Chuck and I go, how'd she know that? He's like, oh, I don't know. And she goes, Chuck told me.
So now you got him in lie.
I did. You know what? Maybe the powder puff thing, maybe they're not doing good. Yeah. Maybe they're not violent.
Yeah, maybe.
The kid's a liar. You just prove, you know what? Very valid
Yeah,
point.
I mean, if you asked him straight to his face, how'd she know? And he said, I don't know. And then 4 seconds later, she's like, oh,
Yeah,
but
well, he smiled when he said it.
that's
Like,
the guy that told me.
yeah, she's like, oh, she rolled over on him real fast. So, but again, that's
Well,
the
I'm
only.
sure he didn't go, hey, keep it secret. I'm going to tell you a secret. Can you keep it secret? I'm sure it was just like, hey, stuff's up there.
Hey, you know that hiding spot Dad's got? No, now you do. It's right up there.
It's right up there.
It's right up there. Just so you know.
You might want to check that every other week.
Yeah, but it's funny because like I'll go downstairs and grab it, and nobody knows where stuff is, and I'll just reach up and grab it, and put a lot. But now I've lost my spot, so now I have to really listen for the kitchen chairs. When I hear them sliding over, it freaks me out, man. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Plus, my chairs, they're older. It's like I don't want somebody crashing to the ground. It's like, how'd you break your femur? Well, I was looking in Dad's hiding spot, and the chair broke. So I just don't want to do
insurance will cover that. It's fine.
it. Is this hiding? You have hiding spot coverage? No. Oh man.
Yeah, it's an additional clause. Like,
It's additional-
like flood insurance.
Yeah.
You have to get additional.
Yeah, hiding spot. I could just hear that. Where was it at? It was in his hiding spot. Oh, then it's not covered.
Oh,
it's not covered.
why are you wasting my time?
Yeah. Hey,
Now I have to bill you for this time because this is not covered.
yeah. So all your valuables that burned up in your house were in your hiding spot. Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
not
I
covered.
mean, we could bundle it. Car, auto, boat, hiding
Seems
spot.
progressive. That seems
Yeah.
very progressive to me. Yeah. So anyway, how about you? Anything fun?
Well, this is weird because we're off schedule because we've been, like we said 3 weeks ago or whatever it was, everyone's had vacations. It's a weird thing. So we talked a little bit about this. It's just like you talked at the head of this about my show, which hasn't happened yet.
Right.
But it has happened by the time people are listening to this. So it's awkward. Last week I talked about doing that 5K at the zoo.
Yes.
But now it's actually happened.
Now it's
so I
yeah.
can actually give details about it.
Yes.
And the whole week, well, first there was the text. We all got a text, thread, and it was someone said something. I was like, oh, I was hoping, not really, but I was hoping that one of you had gotten into a powder puff football game with Chuck.
On the
And
other
we're
team.
injured.
On
Yeah.
the other team. Right. Yeah.
But everyone kept getting all excited about it, and I was like, why are can we tone it down? Can we just tamp it down a bit because I don't want to do this anymore.
Gotcha.
And then the day of, the night before, Drufke was like, hey, I'm going to get there at 6:30 because the registration was 6:30 to 7:30, race at 8:30. And I was like, whoa. Why we got to be first ones in line, guy?
Yeah.
Right? And then
Start where we finish,
you could
in
go
the
pick
back.
up, you could start picking your packets up on Thursday, but to Drufke's point, at the same point I did, I don't live in Brookfield Zoo.
No, and you're
I'm
going
not-
there anyway.
Yeah, I'm not making a trip
Right.
to pick up a bib and then to drive home and be like, well, we got that. Right?
Mine would have spaghetti on it for the
Right.
race. What did you do? Yeah.
So we go and pick him up, and that's not. And we were hanging out. We were having a good time. Emily and Cameron were there. They, the four of us are the ones that decided. Well, there was three. Matt wanted to do it, and he asked for support from the comedy community, and it was
Right.
three of us the only ones that showed up.
And you're all do stand up, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're there talking, we're chatting, and then good thing Emily was there. Emily was like the 5K mom. Because you picked up stuff in one parking lot, but then you had to go to the other side. You actually had to go into the zoo and pass the Discovery Center and pass the gates to where the
Does
other.
that count towards your 5K?
No, to the other parking lot, so you could get into the corrals.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because they have the people that think they're going to do it under 5 minutes a mile, and people that are going to do it under 8 minutes a mile.
Gotcha.
And we were like, we want the corral right next to the walkers.
Where's the abacus? I
Yeah.
was going to say,
it
who's
wasn't.
got-
Yeah, we didn't go in the walker and stroller.
Yeah.
And we got into the one next one, and it was like, as long as I beat, no one with strollers beat me. Now, I will say this up front. 2 strollers got in front of me, but those dudes were I'm sure
They
their
have jogging
kids,
strollers?
No, yeah, their kids have a wind rash.
Gotcha.
Because that guy was booking past me. I'm like, bro, you should have been in the front. Or just leave the kid at home. This is ridiculous.
Right. Yeah.
And he's like, excuse me, because he's trying to weave through the slows, right?
Right.
I'm like, bro, you had a corral, 4 corrals up. You decided to bring a stroller on this. This is on you, right?
Right.
But, she's like, I think we should go down to see where we're at. And we walk down. I think we should go get in the corral. I think we should scoot up in the corral. And I'm like, would you stop pushing us forward? I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And then Cam's like, I haven't run for a while. Well, actually, I think they said never run. I've never run or at least been since high
Really?
school. Been since high school and did it for a time.
Okay. Well, and,
I've done jogging
all
and
been
whatnot,
out of
but
high
not
school a
actually
while.
done like an actual
right. Yeah.
thing. So we're going. Cam takes off. Not like
Mister, I've never run?
yeah, not like sprints, but his pace is faster than my pace, and I know up front. Nope, not doing this. Emily's trying to be polite and hang back with Matt and I, and we're just like, just go. If you can go, just go. Right.
Yeah.
And Matt, to his credit, stays with me the whole time.
Yeah.
This will be important later. But his jog is like my fast walk. Like he's still jogging, like doing the jog, and I'm just doing like foot.
Gotcha.
Because what it wasn't my feet fine, legs fine, knees fine, hips fine, chest fine, arms fine. Lungs were like, what are you doing, bro?
Gotcha.
I could not get a breath in, could not breathe deep enough.
Now, weather-wise, pretty nice, right?
Yeah, it was probably 60 degrees at the hottest.
So that's not bad then.
Yeah, because it was the coolest day we've had. But I was literally like,
Gotcha.
and I don't know if it was from my childhood asthma has come back after the illness 4 years ago we won't talk about.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't, but he stayed with me. And the thing is that we would pace this. Because it's in the zoo, so you're looping back, you're
doing
back.
laps,
So
right?
we didn't lap, but you could see the people that were in front of you because we had to go down to where they were and come back
Gotcha.
up. So that you'd meet in the center a few times. They'd be on the other side of the center and be like, oh, there's Emily. So I was like, depending on where we turn around, we know how far ahead she is. And Matt's like, well, Cam's got to be on her. I'm like, no. We don't see Emily. Cam's definitely gone, right? So we do this thing. Again, I was like, hey, I just want to let you know from here to here, because now we know, like,
what it should take you.
You can look ahead and be like, okay,
Yeah.
I know that's coming up. I said, okay, I'm committing that I'm going to run until there. And he's like, I got your back. And he would run with me. We get to there. I'd have to like just go back to my fast walk and we do it again. And then we got to the end and we took the last corner and we could see the finish line. And I see the time is ticking up and it's in a minute. Like it's on, I'm not going to.
No, but it's ready to turn. You're trying to beat it.
I could see it. I could see
Yeah,
it.
you're like, let's not go to the next minute.
Next to go to the minute. And
Yeah.
I just start running. I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Did you tell him?
No, I didn't say anything. But no, here's the thing. He's with me. I just start going. Well, I said, when we see it, we're going to sprint. That's what I said. When we see the finish line, we'll sprint.
Yeah.
Because we've been moderately jogging the whole time. I was like, I'm going all out on this
Right.
last thing. We turn. He sees that no one is like really cheering us on because we don't have like Emily and
You didn't bring followers.
We didn't bring followers. And
Right.
he's like, I need you guys to start, cheering and screaming. So they start screaming. He runs over and starts high-fiving. I was like, if I do that 3 feet to the fence, I won't make it. Like
Yeah.
I have enough gas to get across that line.
Yeah.
And I hit it right as it hits double zeros. So
Did you?
yeah, so I didn't get under that minute, but I didn't go any higher than that.
Right.
You can see, I posted it. You can see the time.
Yeah.
I run through and then I start running. And then all of a sudden Cam and Emily come around from behind those, she's like, they're like water and food over there. I'm like, I don't care. I don't want that. I just,
Is there air? Where's the air?
Yeah.
Where's the air?
Are there tanks of oxygen?
You're like, I should have walked with the walker crowd. Some of them had oxygen.
Yeah.
I should have been with them. Yeah. So,
So
but you
yeah,
did it.
We
But you
did it. We finished it. And then I also said that one of Matt's new nickname is Mr. Showboat.
Yeah.
Because I said I complimented him. I said, hey, thanks. You stayed with me. You didn't leave me behind the whole time. Not at the very end because you had to go get your high fives and showboat. And I came before you.
Yeah. I'm sorry that I high stepped
Yeah.
in on you, Dion.
But it's great
it is what it is.
because we're in the same age bracket. It shows that I finished X out of Y.
Oh, yeah.
For
You-
the
a
age
person,
bracket.
Person faster.
Right. And
Yeah.
he was X plus 1. Yeah, it was hilarious. But Cam and then also did half our pace. Like he almost halved our minute per mile pace.
Really?
Yeah, it was. And here's what he said.
Mister,
He's like,
I haven't run since
well,
high
here's
school.
the thing. He said, I didn't mean to do it intentionally. It just, I knew if I stopped, I'd never start up again. I was like, that's fair.
Understandable.
Because it was hard every time that I was like, I got to kick it back up.
Right.
And the thing that sucked, like again, that night I went home and did a 5K in the treadmill because it wasn't my like physical, any of my muscles, anything that were sore or hurt or anything. I just could not breathe.
Yeah.
And it was awful.
Yeah.
But I had fun.
But you had fun. You
Yeah.
didn't die.
No,
Yeah. You didn't.
not this time.
Yeah. I was gonna
But
say.
no, it was great to see everyone. We had a good time. And I hope we don't ever do that again.
Yeah. So when it comes up again and he's like, hey, we're doing a 5K, you're like, nope. You're just
No,
gonna-
I said that. I said maybe not next week, maybe not the week after, probably not the whole month of September. But if you guys want to do another one,
Yeah.
let me know.
Well, as it gets nicer out, but you had really nice weather on Saturday. So that was
Oh yeah,
really
if it would
nice.
have been like that heat wave we've been having all summer, forget it. But it was that one weekend where it dipped. I think the high that day was 72.
Yeah. No, it was beautiful. And it was breezy.
Yeah.
was
What was
breezy.
weird? Then I got home. Now I got up at 4:30 because I said, Matt, if you're gonna be there at 6:30, I'm not gonna let you hang out by yourself. I'll be there with you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I want to say. So I pull in. It's like 6:15. I don't know what the traffic's going to be like. Last time I went to Brookfield Zoo, and I didn't tell Matt this, was probably when I was 8.
Right. Yeah.
5.
Field trip.
Who knows? I haven't been there in forever.
Really?
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't go either. Right.
My kids were never into it. Or they would go and I had to work. Like I couldn't get the day off. They'd go like on a Tuesday or something, and I'd have to work back in the day.
Right.
Which is fine. You go enjoy your zoo. Sad I can't make it, but at least you guys got to go.
Right.
Anyway, I didn't know how long it was going to take. So I get up and I go, and it's like 6:20, and I'm pulling in, and there's one gate open with the lady in the booth. And she's talking to another lady in the booth. And I'm like, that lady's got, well, she's talking to the other lady who's not going into her booth. She's just chatting. And I look over, there's maybe 5 cars in the parking lot. I said, they said this opens at 6:30. It seems weird. I know I'm 10 minutes early, but I'm not like,
right.
4 hours
Not an hour early.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
How am I the only one here? And I pull up and I said, hey, she looks at me kind of weird. And I'm like, I'm here for the run today. Okay. Well, do you need anything from me? Well, you're early, right? I'm like, yeah. Do you want me to turn around? Like, where do you want me to go? I'm just going to sit in your parking lot
10 minutes
until it's time.
Yeah.
So what is like, you're going to be waiting. Like, I was like, I know how the concept of time works.
Right.
What do you need from me? Do you need a name, a registration, anything? Oh, this also comes up. She said, no, just letting you know you're going to be early. Cool. Thanks. And I just drive away. Like,
Right.
Okay. I get it.
Thanks for the update.
I get it. Why do you think I'm here at this time? Because I know what time it is.
Yeah.
Like if I show up at 5, that's weird. If I show up right before the started time, I know what time it is. I'm just a little early because traffic was non-existent. Then I go up and I say, here's my name. They find my name immediately. They give me my bib.
2 L's? They found it?
Everything was fine.
Game on.
I go to look it up. I go to scan the bib. It says there was no person. I was like, are you kidding me? If I did this and I'm going to have to take Matt's time and just add a few seconds or subtract a few seconds. That's going to have to do to figure it out because I looked up me, nothing. First name, nothing. Last name, nothing. 1L, nothing. Bib number, nothing. Had to go into like this like other search.
Yeah.
I apparently anonymous participant
Really?
was one person faster than Matt Trufke.
That was you, huh?
Yeah, that was me.
So it's a good thing you went anonymous. He doesn't know what you did.
Yeah, that's true. He can't find me.
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
So you're like, hey, look, I didn't make you one guy later. That anonymous guy did. He's kind of a jerk. So that's not, but
well,
you had fun.
Yeah, and they had race like people to make sure you didn't like cut back in the wrong spot or
Yeah.
make it the wrong turn. And I was like, Matt, right here, don't pace me. And he's like, okay. And I took off. And the lady's like, no. I'm like, I know what I'm doing. Promise me. She's like, no. I'm like, I know what I'm doing. She's like, no. I'm like, give me a second. And I turned around and I was like, you can do it. I like
You
started
became a
waving
fan.
him around. Yeah.
Became a fan.
Because no one else was doing it for him.
Right.
But
But
then she started laughing. I was like, would you just, like this guy, just trust me for 4 seconds.
so
I know what I'm doing.
I really think that what they missed here, I know how we could have shaved time off. They need to let animals loose. You're at the zoo. Let the animals loose.
Well, yeah.
Like running of the bulls.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I probably
you're
would've
moving.
I probably would have let a couple beat me. I was done at that point. But there were a couple points where you could see people not during this run, but you could see people had throughout the zoo's lifetime had cut a path, not taking the cement.
Oh, I gotcha.
And then you can see they're going through the dirt. And one guy's just standing there like, hey man, how much to cut this?
Yeah.
And he didn't say anything. I'm like, you're missing a wide money making
You don't
opportunity.
understand. I have
here.
cash on me.
Yeah.
I want to finish.
I have cash.
Yeah. I want to finish. I want to finish.
There were a couple times where I swear if no one was looking, you could have just jumped to the other group.
Yeah.
They would have known.
And that would have been so great. Like if you finished before Emily.
Yeah.
She'd have been like, wait, what?
Yeah. Though my thing though, I would have had to jump way late into it because I know if I would have jumped early, she still would have. Wait, how did I get behind you?
Yeah. Wait a minute.
I don't know how.
Did I lap you? What am I doing? Yeah. So hey.
But here's the thing. Now that we're saying this, in 3 weeks when we record after my show, I'll have to talk about that again, even though we talked about it at the top of this hour.
Right.
So by the time you guys hear this, it's happened. By the time we're talking, it hasn't. So
Yeah. So Ted's run, great. Show, still to be determined.
still to be determined.
Still to be determined. So hey, can we do a couple fun facts?
Sure.
The first fun fact, I want to see if Mac knows this. Hey Mac,
What's up?
pay attention.
Okay.
The Indonesian black chicken is the strangest, most expensive, and rarest breed of chicken in the world. It's called do you know?
Nope.
Lamborghini chicken.
I would not have guessed.
The price of its eggs can reach $2,500 and it's very delicious. Everything in this chicken is black without exception of its feathers, beak, tongue, nails, even its meat. So you get chicken
I've
meat
seen
and it's
them before.
black. Okay.
Yeah.
It says eggs and bones. Now the eggs are black too. It's kind of weird. See, I got a picture of it here. It's kind of crazy. I mean, if you saw that, I'd be like, I'm not eating
Super
that.
metal.
I'm not eating that. Right. It's like death metal chicken. But it says, as for his blood, it is dark red. So that ruins the whole thing. I want black blood. You know what I mean? But it says it's dark red, but then it says, which tends to be black. So I guess in a certain light, it's like, hey, I'm bleeding, but I'm, $2,500 for an egg. $2,500.
Hard pass.
Hard pass. Hard boiled, still hard pass.
Still hard pass.
Okay, it
I
doesn't
think I
matter.
got the wrong kind of chickens.
That's what I'm saying. If you kill and feather one of these, which you will, because that's what you do for fun. So when you're not doing the hand job thing or whatever you do, but when you do that and you take all the feathers off it, I got to think that would make like a pretty like headdress or something. They're all black feathers. You know what I mean? So, but you see this thing and you look at it, the tongue is black. The beak is black. And they call it the Lamborghini chicken. I mean, Lamborghinis are pretty much known for being black. I get it. So I understand. But the most expensive breed of chicken in the world. So how do you breed them, I wonder? Because you'd have to find
One
an
of them-
all-black
one of-
rooster.
Yeah, one of them had to mutate at one point.
right. You know what I'm saying? You'd have to find an all-black rooster and go for what came first, the chicken or the egg? I don't know, but definitely not the rooster. You know what I mean? He wasn't there. I mean, how'd he get made? So, and it also says the bones. The bones are black. So to me, you're right. This screams like this is like a Metallica album cover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. It's like Slayer's new album has the Lamborghini chicken on the cover.
How much more black could it get?
Yeah, I don't know.
None more blacker.
Yeah. It's got painted nails though. The nails are like some kind of weird highfalutin green or something. You're like, wait a minute. That says more emo than
It's a black cover.
When I hear
How much
Lamborghini,
blacker
I
could it
think
get?
like obnoxious yellow or red.
Oh,
I don't
that's
think
true.
black.
They
Do you really?
Yeah, I don't think black.
See, I think black because I like. Yeah, you're right though. Too red. Red is very well. Red's also Ferrari. Red's a Ferrari.
They ran
color.
through that purple for a while. The Muralago, there are a lot of purple
Yeah.
ones of those.
Yeah, but my other thing is though, if you think about it, the chicken wings like Lambo doors. You know what I mean? It's kind of the same. You know, it doesn't say what kind of systems in it. Probably like Bose. It's probably got a Bose system. You know, it's really loud. It's like that chicken has bass. I don't really know what's going on over there. So, but no, Lamborghini. I thought you might know that. So I thought it's pretty neat to know that $2,500 can get you one. You think you save up and get one?
No, they're from Indonesia.
Yeah.
We probably don't have the climate for them here then.
Oh, you're right. They probably would die, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
Well,
don't handle the winter very well.
You'd kill them anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you could get them when you go to Florida. I bet they'd let me get.
Ooh. Yeah, $2,500 chickens. Yeah.
Why not?
It's kind of weird when you got to put like low jack on your chickens because
No.
you don't want somebody stealing them.
That's probably just how much regular chickens at Publix down there will cost.
You know what's weird? I hate my neighbor, and they're like, "I think that guy egged my house." How do you know? Because there's black shells all over my driveway, and look at his chicken. I'm pretty sure. Imagine though, too. You really can't do Easter eggs, and you can't color those because what pastel colors?
Well, you could. Then, yeah, you're right. You could put neon colors on them and have them be black light.
You could just draw right on them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like where you're going there. So black light Easter eggs. Hey, anybody at Startup Capital? I think we're there. You're looking at me. You can say yes or no. You're shaking your head. That doesn't count. He usually says no. Yeah, there you go. Here's my second fun fact. The average IQ of all the serial killers who have been caught is 89.
So that leads to believe that there are others that haven't been caught that have higher IQ.
Correct. So the dumb ones get caught. Now and I don't, because I didn't do any research on this as I normally do. What is a good IQ number? I know it's not 89. Is it 100 something? What's a solid, like, hey, I'm a pretty smart dude. Not even an average.
120?
120? I figured it was like low 100s.
125?
Yeah. So you figure, so this guy, he's killing. He can't get away with it. 89. You got to think the average.
130 or higher.
130 or higher. Now, what about a
116
genius?
is considered above average.
Okay. What does it give a genius range? 150, 160?
180 and up.
180 and up.
Wow.
So the guys that don't
Super
get caught.
intelligence to gifted is 120 to 140.
Okay.
145 to 159 is highly gifted. 160 to 179 is exceptionally gifted. 180 and up is profoundly gifted.
So I'm probably in that category. I'm like 100
Yeah, so
points
high
higher than
average
this.
is 110 to 116. So 125. I mean, if you're a super killer, I hope you're not. I hope you're not higher than that.
Yeah. Well, they got killed with crayons. We're pretty sure that the idiot was coloring, wrote his name on the bottom of it. But no, 89. So when I saw that, that's of all the ones that have been caught. I wish they would do a study to sell, because scientists, they can do whatever they want,
were there
right?
any outliers? Were there any like real dumb ones? You know, like
Oh, you're right. Maybe just
you
pull
know, like
the
a
average down.
65, and then you got one that's guys in the 130s. Like, bro, I would have been the guy, but you had to pull me down.
Like the guy from To Make a Murder or whatever, right? Like that guy.
Yeah.
He wasn't very intelligent at all. Now he's not a serial killer because it's just one person, right? But still, you're talking like that.
Yeah,
Just brought the whole curve down.
Because I don't want to glorify serial killers, but I don't think Bundy was an idiot.
No, I think he was pretty intelligent, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And there says something about you have to get away with it for so long, you got to be smart. So these are only the guys they caught. These are only the guys they caught. I would like to know, we're going to have to Google that. I want to know serial killers that haven't been caught, what their
I'll
IQ
make a
is.
note of that for Jerry.
Here's what's wild.
Yeah.
How do you do that study? We haven't caught you. We don't know you're actually a serial killer.
Have you gotten the
I'll
Jerry VPN set up yet?
Yeah, you need to get
So
something.
Jerry can look up whatever he wants and not have it.
Yeah. Hey, incognito.
Yeah.
Here's my third fun fact. In the Tasmanian devil mating season, the male has to beat the female into submission if he wants to mate. If the male is too weak, The female proceeds to beat up the male.
Wait, what animal again?
Tasmanian devil.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now I'll be honest with you. That sounds like real world. You pretty much.
Yeah, it sounds like your bedroom.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Listen, I
was going to get there. He literally just set it on a tee for me, man.
beat down emotionally and spiritually. You know, or what is emotionally?
I was like, what is Nicole Paracchio?
Yeah, I will take for 500. What is Nicole Paracchio? Disappointed. Okay, what is Damon? What is adequate? Yeah, for 500, please. But no, my point is like, so you go in and you're like, okay, that's the girl I want right there. All of a sudden, she starts whooping your ass, and you're like, okay, now what if in a weird way, that's your kink? You're the Tasmanian devil. It's like, I like getting beat up by girls.
Again,
know what I mean?
I have to very narrowly say that this is only about the Tasmanian devil. And we are not purporting this for any other
Right. And people
meetup.
and people that run 5Ks at zoos. But go ahead.
Sure.
Continue.
Sure, there were a couple people I wouldn't have mind punching.
Yeah. Right.
No, yeah, that is very out. That's the trait that carried on through.
Right.
I mean, I guess like if everyone beats up their mate, that's are the genetic details that are going to make it, because the weak ones don't get to mate. They just get beat up and thrown off into a dumpster.
Yeah. And after a while, they're like, okay, I kind of like that. I can't wait to beat up again.
Now I have to look back on a lot of my childhood with different colored glasses. Are you just telling me that all the Looney Tunes cartoons I saw, Taz was just extremely horny?
That's all it was. That's all it was.
He was just like horned up?
Yeah. That's
and
all
he
it
was all pissed because there weren't any other Tasmanian devils?
Yeah, because he wasn't like that Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, does that mean that everyone he pulled into his tornado and would come out like all
that's what it
all
was.
mussed and fussed? It was that he was trying to be like, hey.
Yeah.
That was him being like, hey.
He was devil banging.
Hey.
That's what he was doing.
You know what I want to do?
Yeah. Imagine just you're sitting on the curb. He flies by and that big like tornado type, you know, hurricane, tornado, what is it? Cyclone? Is that what it is? Like a tornado?
Funnel cloud?
Funnel cloud, right.
Yeah.
So he comes by in that, all of a sudden you're off the curb. A block down the road, he's beat to piss. Okay. Yeah. and you're like, no. Yeah. Okay. No. And all of a sudden he looks at you like, that was great. Like that's his deal. That's what I think if I was a Tasmanian devil, because first off, I can't beat up too many people. I know that. Okay. So maybe that's the angle you take where you're like, you know what? I think tonight's going to be a mating night. What do you mean? I'm going to get my ass kicked. So I'm going to get my ass kicked. I'm going to tell my friends about it tomorrow. How'd it go? She beat the crap out of me. It was phenomenal. Hey, in Chuck's world, couldn't be any better.
Maybe that's his.
Couldn't be any better.
Maybe that's his game.
That's what it is. Couldn't be any better.
He wants to get them all fired up.
Right. So here's my last fun fact. Before I go into it, TCL sells it for you that you're going to read and you're going to die. In 2002, a 19-year-old garbage man won, I don't know, like 900,000 pounds in a lottery. Okay. So it must be in England. He spent it all on drugs.
This is the guy that like blew it all and had to go back to being a garbage man?
He spent it all on drugs, gambling, and prostitutes and became a garbage man again.
It's like that
Circle of Life.
Flowers for Algernon book where the guy got really smart and then all of a sudden he's like, oh no, I'm becoming dumb again. And then at the end of the book, he's dumb again and he doesn't remember anything he did. And all the rest of it would be like, but he had so much.
Yeah.
And now we're like, but now he's just slinging garbage again. They made it into the movie called Charlie. And they had it spelled like a kid writing it with his butthole. That's how that's how they wrote the title out. I'm like, come on. Did you have to do that?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we watched it in class.
In school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's probably why I don't remember it. But no, think about it. So he's a 19-year-old garbage guy. It doesn't say how long before he went back to being a garbage man. But
I would give him a year at that with just under 1 million pounds.
Yeah.
He blew through that so fast.
Think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 years at the most.
Yeah.
If he's 19 and has absolutely no idea how to use, because I will say this about any school system, like how much do you really need to know about Flowers for Algernon or any of that other stuff? Maybe a class about how to, do your taxes or
right. Yeah.
Or get a loan or not mess up your credit. Or what to do when you weigh 900 pounds.
Right.
Just common sense class.
Yeah. Well, so I worked at one place where we would go over to the high school and we would actually give seminars on like how to change tires, how to do, you know what I mean? We just have, because kids need to know that stuff, so we would, here's how when you pop the hood, here's how you open a hood. Here's how you do this. Here's how you do that. And
how do you jump a car?
It's real world stuff that people will use. Now, most of them in high school, your parents going to come do it, but in reality, you know how to do that stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes parents won't come do it,
Yeah. They want you to, stand on your own 2 feet.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
I also say I saw something that said this was that the people that get upset if you show love at home because why? Like I don't show love to my kids at home because they're not going to learn love. They're not going to get treated like that, out in the real world, right? So they need to learn how to be tough now, right?
Right.
I understand that side. I get it. But also, they need to have it at home so they know what love looks like.
Yeah, so they have compassion
So they
for
know-
other people.
yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So I think there's a fine line you got to walk there.
Yeah. But at 19, he's not. I don't know.
So
what
yeah,
drinking
so when
age.
you're in there showing them how red to dead, red to live, you knock the pole out of the hood and it slams them on the back.
Right.
They learn both sides.
Hey, you're not going to do that again, are you? Yeah. Car falls off the jack. Hey, look, I let you put it up there. I said, sure, it looks good from
I
here.
just let them hold their own flashlight. Let them figure it out. Oh, not shining it where you want it? Yeah, it isn't as easy, is it?
Yeah, weird, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, we've all been there though. This ain't a flashlight shining crew. This is they take out their phone
Right.
and they turn the flashlight on. This is totally different,
Right.
Totally
I should
different.
add that. I mean, I added that in the set and everyone thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I do make a phone joke, but
Yeah.
I should add the flashlight thing. Like if we were going to mime a flashlight, we'd do this, but they do.
Yeah, they get out. Yeah, they got to turn it on first. Yeah. All right. I want you to read. I don't know if we want to call it. I guess it's kind of a TCO sells it.
I got to sit up.
sells it for you?
I've been spoiled by this.
But you have to read this.
Chair.
What this is essentially is it's a missing dog. Okay.
All right.
It's a missing dog. Don't pre-read it. Read it live.
Missing dog. His name is Tito. He's a super loving genital giant. About 120 pounds, gray and white color. Please call.
Not a typo, folks.
Once again, missing dog. His name is Tito. He is super loving genital giant.
So I would have said gentle, but I guess this is a different thing.
Now there's a picture of him. I think
Yeah.
if they were giant, you'd see him.
Right. Yeah. I was gonna say
False. He's not this dog.
Yeah, unless he dug a hole. He's sitting on these things. They're not that big. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay. Unless he dug a hole, imagine that. What are you doing? Are you a squirrel? No, I'm a dog.
Yeah.
I'm burying my nuts. It is what it is.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm looking for this fat bald dog. Huge nuts, from what I understand.
120 pounds. How much of that is?
Tito! Looking for Tito! Big balls, Tito! Big nuts, Tito!
But if that's the flyer you make and put on the pole, you know what? You're not getting your dog back. All right. You're not getting
You're getting a lot of calls.
You're getting a lot of calls. Hey, I just saw a dog with big balls. It might be yours. Does it look like my dog? And no, it only weighs like 40 pounds, but they were enormous.
Do you find Tito yet? Tell me about his balls. Does he fetch?
Yeah. So again, missing dog. If you find Tito,
Yeah, if you find Tito.
you're gonna know him.
Yeah, I was going to say, you will
Yeah.
know.
It's uncanny. Let us know. We'll reach out to the owner and we'll go from there.
Hey, that's Tito. Do you know that dog? No,
No.
I don't recognize him. We can only see him from the back. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tito.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
totally
that's
Tito.
not a hippity hop he's sitting on.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's his balls.
yeah, church bells.
Which
That's I heard
my
right
dog's
now.
super jealous.
Yeah, yeah. He's got none,
Ain't
right?
got no beans.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, just got a Frank.
Just got the Frank. No beans. All right. I have a but why. First off, I couldn't wait for you to read that. And I didn't want you to
So
like
now-
scan it first. Yeah, but I couldn't wait for you to read that. My
Which
but
I
why-
usually, which truth be told, I usually do.
Right.
I usually just so I don't say like it says gentle and I say genital.
Right.
And you're like, no, that wasn't the
No,
joke.
because your mind will change it.
Yeah.
Your mind will change it. First time I read it, my mind changed it. I knew what it was. All right. Have you heard of this? This is a real thing. Fridge scaping.
Fridge scaping?
Fridge scaping.
Is that like you escape the fridge?
Nope.
Is
It's
that
a
you
trend.
you make your fridge pretty?
It's a trend with people. They basically, for lack of a better term, feng shui their fridge.
No, that's what I meant when I said make it pretty. Like
Yeah. So it says, if you've been scrolling through social media, you've come across beautifully organized refrigerators. Now, I have not, and I do scroll occasionally.
Well, I've seen this. Like I think it was Khloe Kardashian. I saw it on like you thought this family was redonkulous or bonkers for all the other stuff they did.
Yeah.
Look how much time they have to do this, and it wasn't just fridge, but also kitchen. Like
Gotcha.
took cookies out of the thing and stacked them neatly in like the glass containers. Like,
Yes.
Okay, so what if you eat one cookie now?
Yeah.
Do you got to go buy another bag of cookies to?
I was gonna
top
say, 'cause
that
I'm
cookie
all
up?
about symmetry.
Like, do you have a pantry of stuff?
Do you just
to put
refill?
stuff in your pantry?
Yeah.
Like your basement is just full of open stuff. Now, I say that, and Andrew Ferguson, the guy that got me into comedy, thank you or F you, depending on how you want
We
to
don't
look
know.
at that.
We'll know.
We'll know how you wanna
after
look
the
at
show.
that.
Yeah, we'll know.
He would do that. Like you would open his fridge and you would see, like he would see that, like let's say he had Diet 7-Up, Diet Dr. Pepper. And I'm trying to think of what he actually had.
Yeah.
Maybe mug root beer. I don't know what he had.
Right.
But if there was one can that didn't come to the end of the fridge, he'd go down to the basement, pull out one can out of the the cases that were down there and
Yeah.
go put it up and make sure all those lines were neat.
You want
Every
to
day.
know what's easier? Get a second fridge in the basement of stuff you can drink, and then just leave the other
That's
stuff
true.
in the fridge.
Ah, no, that's not
Huh?
that's a looking fridge.
That's
That's the looking
touch.
fridge. That's not the drinking fridge.
You tell me what you want out of there. I'll get out of the storeroom.
That's a looking
I'll get out of the storeroom.
fridge.
But it says this is her thing. It says, I was captivated by a reel I saw featuring a stunning Hobbit-inspired food layout.
Out.
Okay. Fridgescaping is the art of organizing and decorating the inside of your refrigerator. It's a creative trend that involves arranging food items in a visually appealing and functional, feng shui, I guess, functional way. While my husband was working out in the garage, I decided to give my fridge a makeover and started wiping down the inside and discarding expired food. Listen,
That's fine.
that's not bad.
I'm up with it so far.
Right. So it says to create a theme. No, we're not doing that. I used a few small bird figurines and a brass rabbit for a nature-inspired look in the fridge. Okay. I started putting items back in, some in pretty vintage dishes and bowls. Okay.
Leaving stuff open in your fridge is just asking for it. Why does this taste like gross?
Yeah. Hey, you know what? The radish just tastes like everything else in the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're all open.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing's kept
Hey, you
by
know
itself.
what? You know what? This butter tastes like whatever you got in that bowl. Thanks a lot.
Oh, well, here she's one step ahead. I did check to make sure my vintage ware that was touching food was lead-free.
Everything's safe. Everything's lead lined.
Yeah. Get this. I also removed the labels from things like pickled veggies, olives, and roasted red peppers. Let me tell you how pissed off I'd be when I open something to think it's something and I get olives.
What is this woman doing the day of Manuka's homecoming?
Yeah.
Because I got a
Powder Puff, she can be on the junior
I
team.
got some flags she can put
I was
on.
going to say, she can be on the junior team on the offensive line.
Yeah.
But it says, I know what they are, and aesthetically, it looks nicer without the branding.
I know what you are. And then
then-
suddenly she chokes on okra because she thinks it's a pickle.
Next question. Have I lost my mind?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's stop writing.
Yeah.
You know what? Stop writing the story.
Yeah.
The answer is yes. You're done. Okay. So it says, so not only did I do something fun, albeit not realistic for a day-to-day use, but I cleaned out my fridge. Now, cleaning out your fridge is not bad because who hasn't grabbed something and went to put it in your mouth like, that stinks? And you're like, oh,
Or-
because it's 19 years old.
Or you open the fridge and you're like, there's something in here.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah. I'm going to shut the door and the next guy's going to figure out what it is.
Did we put Thanksgiving stuff away?
Yeah.
It's September. Yeah, I'm asking. Do we have...
I just want to know.
When's the last time we had cranberries?
Yeah. Those aren't cranberries. Those are olives. Well, if they had a label
Well,
on
you
them,
have a label.
I would know.
I would know. I know they are.
Yeah. So it says, I also realized that I could see all of my pretty produce. I've never looked at produce and go, that's pretty. Tell you right now, Tasmanian devil going down the thing.
Yeah,
He's not going to beat up an orange.
If you're
He
taking
doesn't care.
magazine photos, sure. But if it's just in your fridge and you're like, has this been in any Tasmanian devil's butts?
Okay, here's an, yeah. It beat the crap out of one.
Yeah.
It's like, do you lose to an
Why is
orange?
this carrot all bruised?
Yeah. When food is presented in a visually appealing manner, it is more likely to capture the attention and be consumed. That is absolutely false.
Well, I mean, if it looks like it hasn't been mushed, I'll pick that one first. Like if I pick up a bag of apples, I'm going to pick the nicest one first.
Yeah. Now,
But if I pick up a bag of apples and they all look like they've all taken like a swing at someone's children,
right.
I'll pick whatever one I want.
Yeah. But you walk in a diner and they got the pie of the day up in the thing and it's nice and clean and you see it through the glass. That's appealing. You're going to go, I want a piece of pie. Okay. Understand. When you open the fridge, you primarily know what meal, snack, whatever time of day it is, what you're having. You don't immediately go, man, you know what? I think I want to have a 7-course meal
Hey,
right
you know
now.
what? These black eggs look really great. We don't have one of those
We
chickens.
don't have one of those chickens. We didn't.
We don't crack that
Yeah.
egg.
How much did you spend on those eggs?
Don't crack that egg.
$3 for 18? Wow. That was like 8 months ago. Okay. Don't open that egg. But it says also foodscaping can encourage people to choose healthier, more sustainable options. No? Get this. I recently purchased a glass milk container to replace the cardboard ones. You're dumping milk out of cardboard, putting it in glass, just so you can have it in the fridge and look at white milk. That's insane. Now, does that make you want to drink more milk?
No.
Not at all.
And let's get on the topic of our boy
Strange stories.
Macaulay and the Canadian concept of their bagged milk. Not bagged. I'm sure they say bagged.
I don't know what bagged
I'm sure
milk
they say
is.
bagged. I'm sure they say garage.
Yeah.
There are people in Canada that's how they say garage, and it really makes my skin crawl. Anyway, bagged milk.
Yeah.
You go and buy. You have a pitcher at home. You have a pitcher.
Oh,
you buy
no.
this you buy this milk, you cut the corner off,
I don't like where this is going.
right? And then when you tilt it up, you grab the back corner and the handle at the same time, and then you kind of do that thing where you're trying to pour cereal out of it when the bag sinks. You know what I mean? You got to like kind of. So they have a corner cut off the top of their milk at all time. Their milk is just open to the air.
No.
Yeah.
That's
Now, not everyone
gross.
does it. You can actually get that in Wisconsin too. At Quick Trip, yeah. Not the one with the Q, the one with the K.
Gotcha. Okay.
The one
Yeah.
that's questionable at
Right.
best.
Yeah. Yeah. Suspect. So she says, my husband thought I was crazy when he saw the fridge. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was me, I'd be like, I'm going back to the garage.
So get this. But he quickly started eating.
Garage.
Yeah, Grish. But he quickly started eating blueberries and other fresh food. I consider that a success. You don't think that he opened the fridge knowing he's going to eat before?
Well, here's the thing. He might have had something else in mind, but he's like, well, these are out in the open. Might as well get them out of the way.
You're right. Yeah. I'm going to eat my way to the stuff I
This
want.
guy has literally probably been working on something in his garage. Not saying that she didn't do a lot of work. I don't want that to be the point of what I'm about to say. But he's out doing work in the garage. Maybe he is doing stuff on a pegboard that would seem just as crazy to women, where he's got like outlines of all of his tools
Right.
and he's hanging
You
everything
didn't put it in
back
the right
up.
spot. Right.
Maybe he's doing that, which is exactly what she's doing in the fridge, yet also completely different. He walks in, he's like, I don't even have to think about it. Here's just a handful of sustenance. I'm going to scoop it up and put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
As opposed, like I was going to make a sandwich, but now that you just have things in bowls, why not? Yeah. I have no idea what's happening. It was probably his brain shut down. It was just like, just scoop berries.
Yeah.
All right.
I was going to say, he looked and he's like, if I say anything derogatory, I'm sleeping on the couch.
And the fastest thing to make that stop, put berries in your mouth.
Put berries
so
in
you
your
can't
mouth.
talk.
How do I make this?
That's great.
Oh, this is
Great.
wonderful.
Well,
Yeah.
the berries, what you did is psycho. If you kill people, you're going to take the average down.
Right. I was going to say, yeah, you're like 79. We're grading on a curve. But it says, as an empty nester, this was a fun project. So here's the deal. She got nothing better to do.
You know what I would do? And this is because I know my house and the people that live in it. What's in this can? What's in this can? What's in this can? What's in this can? You don't know, do you? You took the labels off, suddenly it's invisible.
Because somebody's got an answer key, and that person's like, well, they're not home right now.
Yeah.
Great, because I want to eat something.
Right.
I don't know what I'm putting in it.
You know what I don't want? Mayonnaise. Yeah. You know what I also don't want? Anything that also looks like but is not mayonnaise. Do you understand me?
I'm going to have this sauerkraut. We don't have sauerkraut. We had coleslaw.
Hey, I got to go to the
okay.
doctor in the morning. Did anyone take my sample? Well, it wasn't labeled. You didn't have your name on it.
I just left it in a dish
Yeah.
right here.
Just in a
I
dish.
just put it in a dish. I needed to stay cold.
Stool or otherwise? Well, which would you prefer?
Whatever. Who ate the brownies?
Who let the logs out?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Who ate the fudge from the
Who ate
pantry?
the dog log? Beach fudge?
So it says with small children, this arrangement probably wouldn't last long. With adults, it wouldn't. Okay.
With rational people, this would not last long. Mac, you've been quiet on this. What is your take?
Yeah.
I haven't been paying attention, guys.
All
Yeah.
right.
See, I like that. I like that. That's a good take.
I'm
I
responding to emails.
gotta be honest with you.
He's doing business.
Oh, he's doing business. That way you're pointed the right way?
Yes.
Oh, for a turn.
You know
okay.
what? It does keep him from walking around and doing weird stuff behind us.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. What are you doing? I don't know. So you can hang your exit light. That's all right. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, as we picked through the fresh produce, eventually cute dishes started to make their way out of the fridge. I did keep fresh herbs and water, and that might be something that stays. Try it yourself. Choose a theme, colors, genre, season, genre.
Storing herbs the way they're supposed to be stored? Yeah, maybe I'll try that.
Weird. Yeah. So it says anything that inspires you. I'd love to hear your stories. Okay.
Oh, well, please send her this. Anyone that knows this one, please send her this.
Yeah.
This episode
please.
of That
Yeah.
Checks
I
Out.
would like you to send her this.
Send her our email.
Yeah.
And let her respond.
Be like, you're famous now.
Yeah.
We read it. Here's what we think of you. So, yeah, your husband who thinks you're batshit crazy ate a handful of blueberries, so
Yeah.
he did not murder you.
If she emails us and sends us like a P.O. box to respond to, I will write a letter, smear blueberries in it, and send it right back.
It's blueberries, I swear. Totally blueberries. Totally.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't crack that egg.
So what's weird is that was a but why, okay? I have a strange story, okay?
Strange stories.
And this one may top
A
that.
lot of people
list.
know this is a manual. Every time he does that, I have to push a button.
It's
It
weird.
is exhausting.
I know. Hey, I'll keep up with you. All right, but at the end,
At
you
the
go
end,
ahead and finish.
At the end, you showboat. I'm leaving you behind.
Yeah, you're just gonna go.
That's what you get for showboating.
Yeah, that's what you get.
You
So-
should have left some in the tank for sprinting.
So it says, and again, this is pretty wild. After a brain bleed, a Georgia hospital temporarily removed part of a man's skull. Now that happens when they do that. They
Right.
relieve pressure, right? So they do
Yeah.
that.
Sometimes they sew it back onto you to make sure it's still.
So it says
Viable.
employees lost the bone. Lawsuit says. Okay. So apparently this one was supposed to
Now,
go back in.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Did they? Anyone get ahead of me? Mac won't because he wasn't paying attention. Did they search the fridge for a bowl of
Was it
blueberries?
in a dish?
Was it the dish?
Oh, I got you.
Was it holding blueberries?
Oh, that's it. These
This
blueberries
is a
taste,
weirdly odd-shaped
they
dish.
taste funny. What are they? It's like a cranium.
Yeah.
This is weird. But it says a
This
Georgia.
tastes like spinal fluid.
It's so you're like, listen, I'm one of those high IQ serial killers. I know what spinal fluid tastes like.
You know where you hide the parts?
Yeah.
Hospital
And
fridge.
Damon hides stuff on top of the fridge. We go right in the fridge. Right in the fridge. And you know what else? You write somebody else's name on it. So
Yeah.
when they come in, they go, oh, that's
I'm
Tony's.
like, hey, can you guys come to the cafeteria? And Chuck's like, Ted wants to watch us eat blueberries out of a skull again.
So it says a Georgia couple, not Florida this time, is suing a healthcare system after they say staff at one of its Atlanta hospitals misplaced a portion of the husband's skull. If you had one job, okay?
Well, okay. So the other day, making dinner wasn't me. I was watching.
Yeah.
So actually, it wasn't like, hey, can you go make dinner? I was just sitting there. All of a sudden, a production started happening in the kitchen in front of me. Not a fridge scape, but suddenly like bowls and dives and bowls and other bowls and more knives and more bowls and plates and pans.
time to sit back and watch.
Well, it was just like, I could probably do this. I felt like, let's name that tune. I could do that in 3 bowls. I could do that in 1 bowl. This person needed 18 bowls.
Right.
But then we just doing all this stuff and had one of those flexible cutting mats and then went to throw away the carrot peels and the onion skins and all this stuff. And I was like, whoa. Freaked out. Well, I said, you're about to throw away a spoon. Like, well, that was a lot of...
Oh, it was in the shrapnel?
Well, yeah, it was in the... I saw it because it was like, I'm on the other side of the garbage can. So
Right.
I see it's coming towards me. I'm like, whoa. Well, that was a lot of hullabaloo about utensils. I'm like, you know how much stuff is missing? Because I guarantee,
Yeah, right.
just like this dude's skull, it was
Yeah.
like,
It's not the first time.
Here is some garbage. I'm not 100% sure if it's all garbage. I'm not even going to check it. Whoop. And it's just
Swipe it off the
whipped
table?
right off into the garbage.
I swiped it off the table.
It had to be what happened to this dude's skull.
Do you think it was just a
They
table,
just looked and they were
table
like,
swipe?
oh, yeah, there's the used like wrappings. There's like the gauze we used to clean up. There's some wrappers when we had to open up like, hermetically sealed stuff.
Yeah.
Let's just swipe it all into the garbage.
Yeah, so it's a counter swipe.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
And by the time they found it, no one was like, I think that was me, but I'm not telling them.
Yeah, I mean, you're like, we're also missing a bunch of scalpels. We can't even really do surgery anymore. You got to stop swiping the
I guarantee
counter.
this is what happened.
Yeah, you gotta-
How else do you think someone like if it was a whole skull, I could see someone like wanting to take that as a souvenir.
Right. But just
What
a
if it's
part?
just you're like, okay, so imagine more of this and then some eye holes in the front of it and a nose hole behind that. Like,
Right.
no, like this isn't cool enough to take. This
Yeah.
had to be an accident.
Well, and I got to be honest with you. If I do that, I'm going to bury it somewhere in the yard. So like years from now, when someone digs up, they're like, there's part of a human skull in this yard.
All of a sudden you get all the
Yeah. Yeah.
archaeologists start to dig in your yard.
That was the one story. Do you remember the, I think this is actually a real story too, where somebody was in prison for, I don't know if it's bank robbery for something, and they froze all his assets. They took everything. His dad needed some work done in the yard. It was like dig up the septic tank. And he's like, we don't have the money. He literally said, he goes, I'll tell you where the money's buried. And they went and dug up the septic tank, which they then have to replace.
Right.
Because they destroyed it. So they dug up the septic tank, found nothing. And he goes, I could have swore it was there. And they fixed it for the old man. And it's like, so it's like when you hear stuff like this, like that's what I would do. Be like, okay, listen, I've been sitting on this forever. You need a pool? Yeah. Here's the deal. They're going to dig the hole for you right here. They're going to dig your whole backyard.
Like that meme where they're like, if you need to bury a body, bury it and then put like endangered plants or whatever on top of it.
On top of it. Yeah, you can't kill these. What is it?
No, you can't kill that.
That's a hummingbird.
Why is it in a 6x3 rectangle?
That's so weird.
It is that weird, isn't it?
That's weird.
It is weird.
That's a planter
Why
box.
is there a headstone in front of it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's came with the plants.
Here lies this bitch. Like, I don't understand why.
I don't know. I think this bitch is that's a breed of
that's
flowers.
what that's called, right?
That's a flowers.
Someone
yeah.
tell me wrong. If that's not it.
I am not into horticulture.
This is called landscaping.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite color. That's why I bought those. So here's the guy's name. I just came across this. Fernando Cluster. Your name's Cluster. You're missing part of your head.
Yeah. Well,
okay?
You're missing part of your name.
Right. So it says he was admitted into the hospital. So he had a hemorrhage, brain bleed. So they cut that out to relieve the pressure. I'm sure. They removed a portion around 4.7 inches by 5.9 inches.
That's a nice chunk.
A good size.
That's a nice chunk.
That's nice. That's
adequate.
Let's call it a 6x6, just in case. All right. After he healed, he was scheduled to have the bone flap re-implanted. They call it a flap. Is a bone a flap?
Well, I guess
Your skin's a flap.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah,
I
bone
would call
flap.
it a section if
Yeah.
that was me.
Now,
segment.
And when you do this, do you think you could be like, put the stitches in the front because I want this thing to open like a Corvette hood?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're like all of a sudden,
you don't want the Lambo doors.
I don't want the Lambo doors.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have $2,500 chicken. Why
You
do I
wanted
want
to
Lambo
you
doors?
wanted to open the other reverse way. I got it.
But it says in early November. But as he was prepped for the cranioplasty, that's what they call it.
So they didn't notice until then.
That's my whole point. Like, did you pull out an empty box and you're like, this tote's empty?
Yeah, don't you have to check to make sure that thing's still pretty good?
Yeah, this tote's empty. And it's bone. Can't bone die? Can
that's
bone
my
die?
point. Like, I know that they go like replacement ears. Like they will do that on people. They just throw it in a Tupperware and hope that the lady doesn't rip the label off of it and it goes out with the blueberries. Like, I don't understand like how they waited until he was prepped to be like, oh, oopsie doodles.
Well, wait to hear the next one. This is a quote. When Emery's personnel went to retrieve the bone flap, there were several bone flaps with incomplete or missing patient identification. Now you're doing a puzzle.
Well, yeah.
You've got every bone flap there.
Now you got to bring it in. No,
it's not a corner piece.
No.
This is a middle. This is a middle. This is, yeah.
Ooh. And then you do that thing where you think it fits and you kind of push on it a little bit.
Yeah, and he's like, ow. You're like, okay, that's not it. That's not it. Okay.
No. Yeah. Or his is so they find one that's a little too big for him, right?
Yeah.
So that means his smaller one.
Grinder down.
No, his smaller one is in the other person's head that was similar.
Right.
And they were like, oh, that's why that didn't really fit.
You're right. You're right. Remember when we used caulk on the last guy? Do you remember the caulk?
That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's still showing up on his insurance.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Under oopsie duties.
So it's weird. Yeah, I was going to say, is on his insurance, it's like, wait a minute. One tube of sealant, rubber sealant? This was brain surgery. Yeah. Okay, here's the deal. Okay.
Scalpel.
Yeah.
Suture. Caulk. What?
Yeah. You're like,
are we doing one of those?
You're like, Johnson,
movies?
pull your pants up. I said caulk. Okay. But no, it's one of those things where it's like they're suing now for extensive damages, including ongoing physical and emotional pain. Now,
also, maybe call up the other people, like, because
how's your head fit?
Well, that and also to your point, like they found a lot of them.
Yeah.
Did they just go, oops?
Yeah. Well, but
or did the guy in charge of cranial flaps get fired that day?
On his resume, what'd you do? I did flaps. What kind?
I was a flaps guy.
I was a flapper. Listen.
Plane flaps.
Yeah.
Head flaps, skull flaps,
bone flaps,
cat flaps.
Bone. Did you say bone?
No. I said cat flaps.
Yeah, cat.
Like the doors, the flaps and the doors.
Right,
Planes that have the flaps.
Yeah.
Skull flaps.
Doggy doors?
Skull? No.
Yeah. Yes. Doggy doors, skull.
Are you from Georgia? No.
I wasn't. I didn't live there.
No.
I don't even know Mr. Cluster. Wait a minute. You're like, hold on. You are one of the worst. You're going to bring that curve down. Okay. You're one of the worst.
Do you have any blueberries?
But it says, as a result, Mr. Cluster subsequently suffered an infection. So that's not good. In the synthetic flap, they put in a synthetic flap. Dude, why you need the bone back? You got synthetics.
Yeah.
Okay. But now their infection. I would like to think, though, your bone might get infected. What if your bone wasn't in like a Ziploc bag? What if it was out in a dish?
What'd you say his name was? It Cluster?
Cluster.
What's his first name?
Fernando.
FC. I was hoping it'd be Robert.
Right.
Because then they could put cybernetic implants in him. He's a Robert. He's a cop.
You really wanted that to happen.
I
didn't
did. I really.
You could not will that.
Yeah, I forced that to happen.
But it says
he's Fernando.
Cluster's medical expenses totaled more than $146,000. Okay,
they charged them for both flaps.
That includes more than $19,000 for a synthetic skull. Listen,
right? Hey, we
lost it.
Yeah, no, you have a synthetic skull. That's because you lost my real skull. You still got to pay for it.
Okay. You know what? I was not going to go there. I'm going there right now. I was not going to do. So anyway, the lawsuit's still pending. I was not going to do this. Oh, no. I said earlier, I am not going to read this. I don't care what happens. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it. Okay.
What does this do?
Here's what Damon did. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going
to do it. Why?
Why?
So I have a company that I bought stuff from. Okay. I bought stuff from a company. It's supposed to ship to my house from overseas. That should have been Damon's first clue. Okay.
Got it.
So anyway, I never get said package, even though it shows tracking from overseas to here to my door. It's never been delivered. I send an email, right? And I said, just refund my money. I don't believe it's actually coming. We're going to send you another one. They send another one with tracking. They go to be there in 7 to 15 days. My response was, if I don't have said package in 15 days, the only resolution will be 100% refund of my money. Okay. That's it. So here's what they do.
It is a package.
They tell me it showed up again.
It is lost.
It didn't, right? So I tell them that I want my refund, right? So here's their response. Okay? I'm only going to read the first part. Since this is the second time you failed to receive your package, I think the courier has some problems with the delivery service in your area. We have already filed a claim with them, although they still refuse to bear the loss of the order since the package was shown delivered. We tried our best to require them to increase the proportion of compensation for the loss, but it was not possible. With our unremitting efforts, we've obtained a 70% refund for you. I know this may be different from the ratio you expected, but please understand right here, we also suffered a huge loss in products, and we were already a very low price.
This is a great scam.
Okay. So my response, and this is going to be Angry Damon. Anything less than 100% is not acceptable, and I am in no way responsible for any loss that you feel you may have suffered. I am a consumer who has provided no goods and terrible service. I will notify my credit card of your scam. Thank you. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. But I already told them I would do that. So their out was send me the product or put the money back on my card. Look, you want to scam a million other people? Go for it. I'm not going to blow up your scheme, man. Right. Okay. Give me my money back. So when you said that, yeah, thanks for leaving the door open. You born in a barn, Jerry? Come on, Jerry. So anyway, I literally, when you said that out loud, they lost my stuff.
Yeah.
They want to blame me
right.
30%
right. Well,
for
no,
it not getting to me.
They didn't lose your stuff. They never sent your stuff.
They never sent my stuff.
Your stuff never existed.
It was never sent.
They have a picture of your stuff.
Yes.
One picture.
Yes.
They sold you off that picture, and we're like, well, guess what? We're getting 30%.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, like I said, when you brought that up, I had to go. I was not going to go there. I was going to leave it. I opened the email. I didn't have it in my notes at all. I had to go in the email and find it. Okay. But I was so angry. This was this morning when I sent this back. And I was like, you have to be kidding me. But I am not responsible for anything that you imaginarily put in a box and send me because you didn't. They sent me tracking information for a company I've never heard of. And that was my first thing. I'm like, this shit ain't coming. Okay. Yeah. The first time I'm like, this ain't coming. So then I wait like weeks, probably even a month. Okay. And I'm like, it never showed up. I'm like, that's right. So I go back and we're real sorry about this. Shows it showed up. And I checked their tracking. Oh, it got delivered to my door. I'm like, no, it didn't. I got cameras all over my house. It never came to my house. So they argue with me. Then they ship me another one. I'm going to put it in
it's
quotes.
Like that same one where they like show us the evidence that you didn't get it, and people just show pictures of their empty hands. Like,
right? Yeah. Ta-da! Yeah, yeah. I love though when the Amazon guy like they take a picture, put it on your porch, like it was on your porch.
Well,
okay, it was a TV. You couldn't hide it.
I left work last time we were scheduled to record. Right?
Yeah.
I left work. I'm rushing over here because I was late. I said, hey, you said you were going to get late. I said, don't rush because I'm going to be late because I'm getting held up, right? I'm
right.
walking out. Amazon guy's right there. I'm one of the last people out of the building. He's like, do you work there? No.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? I'm like, no, don't just assume things. That's how we don't get by in life. He's like, but you don't work there? Oh, I said, no, I don't work here. That was your first question. Are we back to that one again? He's like, well, do you want me to come back? I'll have to come back tomorrow and deliver the package. I'm like, oh, like your job requires? That's too bad for you.
Right. But it's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like,
so they want to take a picture.
Well, now he wants to hand me like 17 boxes. Now I got to badge myself back in.
Right.
Go put this where it belongs.
Yeah. If I was an Amazon guy and I had to deliver stuff to your house, I'll take the picture and then I'll walk it back to the truck.
Well, this is a business, right? Yeah. You're showing up at a business that it has posted hours of 8 to 5. You are now showing up at the business at 5:30.
Yeah.
And wondering why you can't get into the business.
Weird.
Right.
In case of emergency, break glass. Put it right in the front.
Well, the great thing is I'm wearing a shirt that says the name of the business on it. You work at? No.
Big fan.
Yeah. Oh, do you work at Amazon? You do? Oh, that's weird.
Weird because they give these shirts out here. I just robbed the place. I put this shirt on.
Yeah.
So I look like I belong here.
Yeah. This is part of my scheme.
So anyway, we'll wait and see. I guess I'll do a follow-up and let us know if I did get my money back. Odds are it's just going to be my credit card company, going after him and doing that. But what a scam to tell me that it came twice to my house. The stuff they said, I'm not going to read it all. There's no reason to, but the skull, synthetic skull.
I also they're like, and we were very put out by this. We lost as well.
Yeah. No, you didn't. Look, we're in this together. We didn't say 50-50.
Is the time it took for someone to copy and paste this email because you've sent it to other people.
So the first 5 emails I sent, I got, how you get the automatic response, the automated one? You can tell. we really value you as a customer. La, la. Like you could tell no one read it.
Dear Fernando, we apologize for losing.
Yeah, sorry about your brain.
Your skull.
Sorry about your skull. You're like, no, that's the other email. They do 5 companies. But no, I think now I think I'm going to work for Amazon. I'll take the picture on your porch, and then on your Ring camera, you will watch me load it back in my truck, and I will be like, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do says.
Where can they find us, Dad?
You can't find us. You can't find us at Damon's Porch because we weren't delivered. You can find us at thatchecksout.net. All the socials at Checks Out. WDT stands for With Damon and Ted. We have been recording for you at Audio High Podcasting Studio. On the sound is Brian, not on the video, but just here at the nick of time. Jerry, executive produced by Damon and Ted. We'll catch you next time.